What is Process Paradigm? It's an exhibition that shows art in development, flux and change in the first place, I would say. No, I think what we want to show here is, one of the things we want to show is that there is art that doesn't follow the simple rules and the traditional rules of also the art market, for example, that there is a lot of art production that is very experimental and that is not necessarily aimed at producing that one art piece that then, you know, can be traded and collected and so on, but rather to show art that is more research-based, that is connected to society, to the real life, so to say, so to speak. That's one of the objectives. And
yeah, what do we want to show people? Well, it's not a science show, Process Paradigm, although a lot of the processes, of course, since they are so live, happening at the moment you visit them, it looks like a laboratory, but it certainly also shows that research is not something that is exclusive to science. It also shows that artists are interesting and well articulated agents within something you can call research. They're researching reality around us in a different way than scientists do, but they come to conclusions that are sometimes as significant as science. At the same time, the significance is another one than science, because it's connected much more to what we as normal people experience in our everyday lives. There's a difference between processes that are on show here and processes that make for functionality within our society, of course. And within one of our texts we wrote for the show, we quote Jean Baudrillard, who says, once you have to work with those processes that are indefinite, uncontrollable, you shouldn't, unpredictable, you should let the unpredictability play its role and take it into account of designing the processes you need for whatever use in society. That can also be art.
yeah, but at the same time, I think what we also want to communicate, want to show, is that indeed there is a way also to be aware of that responsibility when it comes to larger global, social, whatever processes, and to really be aware of your own agency, your own participation, your role inside the processes. Yep. That's why we don't only show visualizations, basically, of what goes on of social process, but also we have some works in the show which ask really for participation of the visitors who come here and to collaborate on a work. So that basically gives the role to the visitor to participate and to collaborate with each other and to understand that they're basically, even though there are like elements, even like maybe small elements within a larger process, nevertheless, within that range, they can act. I mean, it's, I think, very obvious in this show is most of these artworks which we have selected for this exhibition are really slowly developing processes. This is nothing that just changes from one moment to the other, but really also because we had those 5 months of exhibition period, we were looking for works that can actually really develop over that whole period or even further. And instead of being static or instead of being like just, you know, a time snippet, a short time explosion of whatever, yeah, basically a spectacle. So that's also one reason why we thought it's necessary that people can come back and visit the show more than just once. So we arranged for people basically to get in with their one ticket that they buy 3 times altogether, in order to be able to really come back and see the works as they develop. Because when you come here, you just see basically one state of the projects. And it's also a lot of projects, so you won't have a lot of time to pay attention, long attention on one project. So we rather invite people to come back and to experience that kind of ambient nature of the works. And I think that's also an interesting aspect when it comes to performative and process-based works that take place outside the exhibition hall, you know, artworks which really are embedded into the kind of social structure of, for example, the city, you know. I think that's a very new aspect, a new nature, new property of art that can be further explored. Art that really kind of, yeah, develops over longer periods within a social or economic or whatever system. And yeah, we're really interested in that to see and also to facilitate that in the future. So we'll see, maybe there is another processes paradigm after that show in which we can explore this further.